Israel. First, want to start by giving all honor, praise, and glory to Yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham, quadash. Double honors into the elders and apostles of GMS Grand Millstone and Shalom to you hopeful like brothers out there. My name is yahawah. Doing a quick video on our spiritual toolbox. The things that the Lord has gifted us, to be able to navigate through these trivial times. So whenever you're facing battles and demons hop on you, start trying to beat your ass, and fucking, whatever it is that might happen, whether you work, your wife, some brothers have kids, or just general struggles. Some people may not even be able to get a meal, or a good one at that, or your health, whatever it is that is essentially whatever your thorn is, pursuing the Apostle Paul's teachings in the Corinthians, whatever that thorn is that is sent to buffet you, everyone's got to deal with it. But we have a spiritual toolbox to, be able to navigate ourselves through these, because the Lord did say he shall not tempt thee above what you can take. And bottom line, that's what we're going through right now, is just a steadfast battle of just, we got to be humble. But let me read Psalms 34, starting at 15, and it says, "The eyes of the Lord Yahawah are upon the righteous, and his ears are upon their cry." Because the Lord's people are constantly mourning. They're constantly moaning and wishing to get out of here. Because there's no love for this world. We don't like this world. You shouldn't like this world. There's nothing here that is for us, man. It's just wicked shit here, man. But 17, it says, "The righteous cry, and the Lord Yahawah heareth, and delivereth them out of their troubles. The Lord is nigh unto them that are of a broken heart, and saveth such out of a contrite spirit." Because the Lord tends to us. The Lord is not going to turn his back on you, as it says, and he's going to lead you in his path. This path pursuant to the, I believe it's the Esdras. It's a deep water on one side, a burning fire on the other side, and a walk so narrow that only one man could go at a time. This walk is a very trivial walk. A lot of people trip up and fall off, but that's the bottom line, is this is a part of the walk. Mastering the flesh is a part of the walk. Fearing the Lord, to the best of your ability, rehearsing his righteous acts to the best of your ability. All of these things that you develop in his truth, faith, fear, love for the Lord and his truth, is something that has to be grown through time. And if you're not able to hang on through steadfastness, which I'm going to get after I get the definition of contrite. Actually, no, let me grab that right now, because in Sirach, the 4th chapter, that talks about the condition of gaining, the spirit and its truth, right? So we'll read Sirach 4. We'll go 4 and 16. It says, "If a man committeth himself unto her, her is wisdom, he shall inherit her, and his generation shall hold her in possession. For at the first she will walk by him crooked ways, in fear, and bring dread upon him, and torment him with her discipline, until she may trust his soul, and try him by her laws." So, when you get in this truth and you're trying to gain wisdom not just going to enter into, your spirit. Your spirit has to be tested, because wisdom doesn't enter into a malicious soul. Wisdom is something that's a gift from yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, so that we may know how to act and how to walk accordingly, and know how to not transgress the laws, and know how to act as a man, right? Wisdom is a gift, right? And it's not going to come to you completely for free. It comes with a condition, and this is what we're reading right now. But if it tests out to be that wisdom should be for you, it says, "Then she will return the straight ways unto him, and comfort him, and shew him her secrets. But if he go wrong, she will forsake him, and give him over to his own ruin." And that's really fearful. That's a scary thing, because let's get the definition of contrite. All right, so those that are in a contrite spirit, let me get the etymology online. And contrite, it says, broken in spirit by a sense of guilt, conscience stricken, and resolved to not sin again. Right? So you're really spiritually conflicted, as you can say. You're in a real spiritual confliction, or you're like spiritually anguished by the things it is that you do. The Apostle Paul talks about the flesh and the works of the flesh. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is not. And the flesh is such a wicked thing. This is Romans the 7th chapter? This is "I wretched man," because that's coming from a righteous man. It's just, bottom line is, this flesh is is a fucking shit. It's a shit show. You know, there's nothing else you could really say about it. It's just a shit show. And you have to stay steadfast in the things that we're supposed to do that I'm about to get into, which is prayer, fasting, you know, supplications for the Lord, and meditation, right? But really that prayer and fasting, it's so heavy, especially if you learn and start trying to enact prayers in the Hebrew, that you may be able to, you know, regain and come back into a more spiritual sense, because it says, but if he go wrong, she will forsake him and give him over to his own ruin. His own ruin, you know, the Lord talks about a balance, you know, a false balance is an abomination unto the Lord, as the scripture says. So you really want to try to stay balanced and stay on your A game as much as possible. And you got to know yourself, bottom line. I remember I was at camp and one of the brothers said it was a few weeks ago, I think it was like a month ago now, actually. He was like, he knows himself, you know. If he knows that, you know, he's on, say he's on Instagram and you see some females or women, and he sees them on Instagram, now he's gonna want to go walk the strip. Or if you know, if you're in the kitchen and shit, now you're gonna want to eat. Or if you're doing this, now you're gonna want to do that. You know, you gotta know yourself. You gotta know what things work for you. For like me personally, if I don't get up and take a shower and fucking get my blood flowing, man, I'm gonna be on my ass all day, you know. You gotta know yourself and know how it is that you go, you know, what things kind of get you in the wrong headspace. You know, if you know that you'll be in a sluggish spirit and you're not gonna be able to do the work because of this action or this food or this thing, then avoid that thing as a whole, you know, because a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, and you go too far off to one side, then what is gonna happen is he will give you off to your own ruin. And that's how a lot of people bug out, because, you know, they're so unbalanced in their things, you know, letting shit go, letting shit slide, you know, being okay with this, and complacency is not where a strong man is made. You have to be in conflict, you know. As gold is tried in the fire, so is a strong man in adversity, you know. You have to constantly keep under your body. That's what the Apostle Paul is talking about. You have to mortify your members, as the scriptures say, you know, to continue to strengthen your mind, because the more you strengthen your flesh, the stronger that motherfucker gonna get, and eventually it's gonna start whooping your ass on some Debo shit. That's why you gotta really keep under it and really, you know, be strong to it, right? And just going back into the definition of contrite, you know, let me go back to it. Damn, man. Yeah, so broken in spirit by a sense of guilt, conscience stricken, and resolved to not sin again. So there's that spiritual, you're going through spiritual anguish and spiritual conflict, right? But, you know, we have grace from the Lord, and we're really trying to rehearse the righteous acts and follow upon the right path. So sometimes you slip up, you know, you do your repentance, you know, do some fasts and fix your mind, and don't return to the same shit again, right? Let me read Sirach 14:2. It says, blessed is he whose conscience hath not condemned him, and who is not fallen from his hope in the Lord, yahawashi. There's going to be times where you slip up, and it's an inevitable thing, but it's all about, you know, taking those slip ups and fixing them, and truly fixing them, not like just fucking up and then doing the same shit next week. That's some Christian stuff, man. Like, you're actually, as a man, confronting yourself, knowing yourself, saying to yourself that something has to change, you know. And let me just go on to the next point, because that's really all it is, man. That it's a growing process. You have to be cut down to be built up, as you know, I learned at camp. You know, you got to be cut down to be built up, and that's going to keep happening and keep happening and keep happening. If you can't learn it then, you're going to learn it at some point. And I remember seeing a video of one of the brothers a while back, and it says you're going to be on fire for the Lord one way or another, you know, whether it's through your zeal of love, passion, and fear, or it's going to be fucking burning up because these ICBM missiles that are eminently coming to destroy this land, right? But moving on to the next point, let me go over to Matthew 6:18. And this is just a quick scripture on fasting, because bottom line, we know fasting is something that we should be doing, and it's a gift from the Lord that we're able to be that we're able to do these things, right? And it says, Matthew, yourself a treasure upon the mouth. No. Hold up. Salak, let me get this real quick. Yeah, it's a lie. So Matthew 6:18, it says, actually, no, I'll go ahead and do 17. But thou, when thou fastest, anoint thy head and wash thy face. Thou appear not unto men to fast, but unto the Father which is in secret. Thy Father which is in secret shall reward thee openly. So when you're fasting, this is a real spiritual thing. You're not fasting to impress the people around you. You're not fasting to tell this person I'm fasting. You're not fasting to any other gain, to look or appear a certain type of way. That's a conflict between you and the Lord, yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi. Take it, anoint your head with oil and wash thy face so that you don't look dead. And although you're going through all this, fucking discomfort in your spirit, that's what washes all that shit away. That's what cleanses away all that uncleanliness, man. And he shall reward thee openly, because there's a reward at the end of the day when you do fast. When you do fast, you're putting away basic human nature things like wanting to eat and drink, and that's like what fucking animals live for, man. Like if you watch an animal in the wild, they're just constantly on the prowl to eat, and if you're a spiritual sense, even humans are like that. The modern day American on the sad diet is eating 4 or 5 times a day, maybe even 6 or 7, but you're putting away that type of shit, that animalistic ass brain, and you're really trying to be in a spiritual sense of putting yourselves away from water. Scientists and all them like to say that you'll die after 3 days without, drinking any fluids. But, but our forefathers have fasted. I bet you there's some brothers that have fasted 4 or 5 days, no water. But it's all a spiritual thing, man. It's a spiritual thing that increases your faith, right? And that's another one of the gifts that the Lord has been giving us so that we may be able to navigate through this fucking life, man. And just quick little I'm gonna grab a quick one right here. It's just 1 Thessalonians 5:17. It says, pray without ceasing, and every thing give thanks, for this is the will of power in yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi concerning you. Quench not the spirit, despise not the prophesying, prove all things. That's a little more different, but really after that 18th verse, it says, for this is the will of power in yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi concerning you. Pray without ceasing, constantly giving supplication to the Lord, praying to the Lord, asking for guidance, because as we know, you can't lean on your own understanding, as it says in Proverbs. You have to depend on the Lord for all things that it is that you do, because at the end of the day, we're in this fucking flesh. This flesh is weak and it's wicked and it's fucked up. And the Lord has given us the power to pray, fast, give supplication. And you can also lean on your brothers if something is ever irking you the wrong type of way. A wise counsel and a wise man, and instead of sitting there having to fucking fight it by yourself. But I pray this lesson was edifying, and I want to give all honor, praise, and glory to yahawah, bahasham, yahawashi, bahasham, raka, quadash, and shalom to our brothers, man.